Going straight out now to the Fifth Third Ballpark, where Whitecaps are making a statement after a major fire has destroyed part of the stadium. Let's go there live now.
Very difficult and emotional day for all of us here with the Whitecaps organization. We've had a significant fire here at Fifth Third Ballpark, which has greatly damaged the entire right field section or first base section of the ballpark. Very fortunately, we were able to evacuate everyone. Everyone was safe, and we're very happy about that. I probably would like to start with thanking all the first responders for a very quick response to our difficulties. And I believe that their quick responses helped save a significant portion of the ballpark. And we're very appreciative of everyone's efforts. And I know that they've still got quite a bit of work to do. And we continue to pray for their continued safety because the weather conditions are very difficult outdoors. You know, it's like I said, it's a very emotional time for us. I do believe that this is going to be a time where our mettle is tested, as they say. But Lou and I are very fortunate with the staff that we have, many which are behind me. And we believe in this organization, and I think that although we've got some difficult times ahead, to be sure, that we are going to survive this, and we're going to come out on the other end in a very positive and strong fashion. You know, 20 years ago, folks used to say, you know, if you build it, they will come, given the movie. I'd like to believe here once again, if we rebuild it, they will come once again. Lou and I have been very, very blessed with support of this community for this franchise in our entire history. And I think that they're going to rally around us, and they're going to help us through our difficult time. And we're going to be playing baseball again come April 9th this year. That I can absolutely promise everybody. We'll get through this. We'll be seeing baseball in April, and we'll be a good, strong family and a good, strong community member with this Grand Rapids and West Michigan community. So we've been receiving a great deal of outpouring of support from a lot of our community partners, a lot of our corporate partners and family and friends. We're very appreciative of that. Communications on our end are shut down at this point in time, understandably, and we're going to have some difficulty, at least in the very near term, of getting back to everyone. But please do know that we do appreciate all of the outpouring of support that we've received so far. We're close, hopefully, to being able to get in and assess what our reliving will be here soon, being able to get into the office area, find out when we might be able to get some of our communications stacked back up once again. But at this point in time, we do want to leave it to the professionals to make sure that everything is taken care of, that everything is under control, that everything is safe, and we will follow their lead as to where we go to next.
Dan, you got a little bit choked up there, and I see this very somber faces of your staff. Can you talk about the emotions of this day after all these years of hard work you put into this team?
Well, there are a great deal of emotions. It's a lot more than just a business. It's a community member, and we've got a lot of ourselves into this. A lot of family, born and raised. You know, we've got Joe Chamberlain somewhere in behind me here as part of our organization now. My daughter works here. My wife works here. You know, it's been a kind of a family thing, and I think that the community has always appreciated the fact that Lou and I have tried to remain tangible to the community and share this franchise with people as opposed to operating it simply as a business. We love this place, and we'll do everything we can to make this the most enjoyable experience and the best place to come and visit to watch a ball game that we can. And our commitment remains the same. And this is a hurdle to overcome, to be sure, but we will overcome it. And but yeah, you know, to see the place in flames, it was very, very difficult. But I'm absolutely firm in my belief, with the support of those behind me and the support of this community, that we'll rebuild it and we'll be just as strong and just as vibrant as we ever have been.
How feasible would it be to actually rebuild that and have that rebuilt by opening day?
Difficult, no question. I can recall when we opened up way back when, we had a few of our staff members behind me literally spending the night here, the night of opening day, as we literally put the last tacks in. Can it be done? I've heard some early things that it's possible, but clearly going to be very difficult. I think first things first here is that we've got to get the situation contained, assess exactly where we're at, and then with the help of our insurance adjusters and our building planners, begin to make the plans for how do we get ourselves back into position.
So could you open here, opening day, without that rebuilt?
Certainly we can. The playing field's in perfect condition. The bowl of the stadium at this point does not look to be touched, and so we have every intention of playing here in April.
Can you speak to what the specifics are right now? Where the damage is contained to?
Damages would be contained to pretty much everything on the first base side, which would be the suite level, the concourse area, our clubhouse on the first base side, some storage areas, things of that nature. They're all going to have to be replaced. Beyond that, at this point, I don't know. We've not been able to, or we've not been given permission yet to go in and assess, for instance, how much damage in the office. I believe probably our control room that controls our audio and our video for the ballpark, I believe that's probably been severely damaged, if not totally gone. But until we can get up and make some of those assessments, I cannot say 100% for sure. But clearly, if anybody looks, the first base side is gone.
Do you have any idea of a damage estimate, any ballpark, any figure at all?
Honestly, I do not. It's way too early to start trying to calculate things.
Have you heard anything from the Tigers?
We contacted the Tiger organization right away to let them know the situation. They have responded back, first and foremost, well wishes to all of us and thanks that everybody is in fact safe. They continue to support us and plan on being our long-term partner. We've had a great relationship with the Tigers, and this situation is not going to damage that.
I understand there may have been, 11 suites that were destroyed? Is that what we're hearing? Do you know the number of suites?
Stevie, 11? 11 or 12, yes.
What about any memorabilia that was destroyed in the fire that you're aware of? Or?
Well, I can't speak to the specific suites, what may or may not have been in them, because they're, for the most part, at least two corporate partners. As it relates to our office in general, until we get in, I could not say.
What about how it started?
The investigators have not had an opportunity to make that assessment, so we don't know at this point.
Have you heard anything as far as the sprinkler system here? It sounds like there may have been an issue with that.
Not to my knowledge. Again, I think that there's been a lot of speculation and a lot of rumor that runs out, and I think that's kind of natural when you have a big disaster such as this, but we've not been given any information whatsoever from the investigators as to causation or any of those situations.
The fire chief said there were some issues with fire hydrants, that when you rebuild, they plan to require more fire hydrants. Have you had any discussions about that?
We've not had direct discussions with them, but certainly if that's something that they think is prudent, we'd follow along with that, as we always have.
I think Mickey said you guys, the fire alarm went off, and occasionally there are fire drills that the staff does here. Can you speak about what protocol you might have with that, how often and what?
Well, yeah, we try to stay diligent with our safety planning for the entire staff, and so we do on occasion run certain drills where, whether it's a tornado and we evacuate into a tunnel area, or a fire situation, we actually evacuate the building, which we had obviously today. So I think we were well prepared for the safety of the staff to take the measures needed to make sure that everyone was safe and accounted for. So, that I just look as good corporate preparedness and a blessing for us.
How many people were here?
Actually, on site at the time of the fire, I need to defer, gentlemen. Approximately 25 or 30. This time of year, obviously, with the holidays, we've got a number of people that's been on vacation. Myself, I was not on site at the onset of the fire. Obviously, my partner, Lou, who is on his way back from Chicago, was out of town. And so, there were a few people out, but that sounds like a reasonable number, 20, 25 people.
Now you're hosting the All-Star game.
Yes, we are.
Is this going to change anything?
Absolutely not. We'll have a better celebration than we ever had.
So you would expect to have that rebuilt at least by the All-Star game?
Yes, sir.
Have you heard from anyone, talked to anyone from the Midwest League about that?
Have not talked with the Midwest League at this point, no.
Was anyone hurt?
No, not to my knowledge. Certainly not from our staff.
What do you want to tell the people of Grand Rapids who love this place and are hurting today's shoes?
April 9th, opening day. Plan to be here. We will be. April 8th, I'm sorry. One less day.
Are the activities that are planned for this winter going to be suspended or relocated, such as Winter Beer Fest?
No.
I don't anticipate that. We've got a fairly light facility event scheduled for the month of January. I don't think anything's going to be impacted by that. We had nothing that would have been planned for the suite level during those activities. So I think that just as soon as we're told, we'll be back business as usual, and we'll just have a few more tasks at hand as it relates to construction plans and you know, some design work. But again, we've got a great staff. We're up to that challenge, and you know, when you talk about the community, I think that they're just going to step forward and say this place means a lot to them too, and they're going to show that support to us.
When you called Lou, did you call Lou and talk with him about what happened here?
Actually, no. Lou actually called me to find out what I had known. I was also out of town at the time, and so we just chatted a bit about what we both had known of what was going on with the situation. And Lou and I, we're a couple of determined guys, and we're saying, you know, well, we're going to do this all over again. It does not change what we are, what we mean to this community. We're going to play baseball, and we're very determined about that. And so we're very strong in that resolve. And again, it's because of the people behind us that we're able to make those bold type statements, to be able to say that we're going to play on opening day. We're still going to have an all-star game. I mean, I'm absolutely confident of that because of the people behind me, but this does not change our operating plan. We're going to be playing baseball.
So why is this baseball so important to you and to Lou?
It's a part of our fabric. It was part of our families. Like I said, our kids grew up here. Lou and I have a very unique common dream of what this place was supposed to be, what it can be, not just now, but also into the future. And it was really uncanny that we had such a common dream about this place, and yet we had some different skill sets to blend with each other to help achieve it. I can't ask for a better partner. I literally cannot imagine a situation where anybody could have a better partnership than what I've enjoyed with Lou. We've had an incredible relationship, and I think it's been strong for this organization because there's never been any division or any change of what we are, what we want to be, or where we're going. We've been very direct about that, very united about that, and we continue to be.
It seemed that the most difficult part, one of the most difficult parts about actually playing the games would be the clubhouse. Any ideas on how you could put that together in time for opening day?
Well, it's early yet, obviously, before. I mean, we're just getting our hands around everything and what we're going to construct or how we'll do it. I mean, these are things to be answered later on, but if you go back not that far in Midwest League history, you'd find some very unique situations of where players dressed, showered, got off the bus to come on and play. I'm not concerned about that whatsoever. The Tiger organization is very supportive of us. They will work with us. We will do everything that we can to make this the best facility for them and their players and their investment as we go forward. I don't have any issues or any concerns about that at all.
Your initial reaction when you heard this, who told you, and what was your first thing that hit you?
Got the call from Joe Chamberlain, and just absolute shock. My wife is actually undergoing chemo today, and we were dealing with an insurance issue there, and he called and I said, seriously, today, just stunned. And I wanted to make sure that she was settled with her situation before I came over. I mean, this place obviously means the world to me. She's just a little bit more. And once I got her settled in, then I got over here just as quick as I could, and clearly I also knew that once again that the people we had on site here, the Scott Lanes, the Steve McCarthys, the Jim Jareckis, that they had things well in hand, and very confident in their abilities to manage situations for us, and so I had a lot of confidence that I had the ability to take care of my home things before I got over here.
Any issue with the banquet? Is that going to change?
No.
For that?
Banquet's still on. Should be bigger and better than ever.
Here we are standing in here. I mean, how difficult is it to look out at What'd you see there?
You want me to start crying again, don't you? I have shed a few tears today. It's really difficult, more so than I would have thought. I mean, in some sense, it's building and structure, and the heart of this organization is behind me. And yet, it was still very, very difficult and very emotional for me. But you get over that initial shock, and you say, all right, what do we got to do? What's the job? What's the next task? And we'll set about that. And with our focus of having a great year, a celebration of the 50th Midwest League All-Star Game this summer, we've had great plans for this season, and this does not deter that. Our goals, our challenges are the same, and we're going to deliver to this community what they've known to expect over the last 20 years.
What did people see and hear that were here, if you don't mind me asking, when this started? I mean, was there obviously someone must have smelled smoke.
Someone want to respond?
I wasn't here. So.
Well, the fire alarm went off.
Okay, all right. And then, I'm not sure if there was some staff investigation or okay.
No, fire alarm went off. We went outside and waited.
The fire was not in the office though, right? The fire did not reach the office? Is that correct?
The fire did not reach the office. We may have some water damage in there, which again, we've not had an opportunity to assess yet, but fire itself did not get into the office.
What was the last you heard on when you might be able to get in there, Benny?
I'd heard perhaps an hour, and that was maybe, what, about an hour ago. So I think we're close to it, and we'll begin to make those assessments.
Any promises you're making to yourself today, or
Any promises?
Yeah, for your future here?
Just the fact that I'm going to be standing on the field on April 8th, and thanking everybody for their continued support of this franchise.
Thank you. Thanks, Ted.